everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Melissa. So today I'm going to share with you guys my least favorite books of 2018. So you may notice that I'm wearing the same shirt in the last video. That's because I don't feel like changing. So we're just gonna roll with it. So I have 9 books to really talk to you about. 2 of them are actually graphic novels, but I thought I'd just share with you guys them anyways. These are all books that are 3 stars and under, books that I felt like wasn't really for me. So this is just all my opinion. This isn't no way attack on anybody. If you really enjoyed these books, that is great and awesome. I really think that's just great. If you like a book and I don't, that's great. This is just me. This is just what I feel about these books, and they're just books that I just didn't really care for. So please don't think I'm trying to attack anybody and about these books, but like I said, these are just books that I just did not care for. So let's just get into this. So the first book is Foolish Hearts by Emma Mills. I can't remember what I rated it. I think maybe 2 stars. I just didn't really enjoy it. I found it predictable and boring, and I think the teenage drama in it just didn't do it for me. Like, I've never been one for like teenage drama. Even when I was a teenager, I've just never been one for teenage drama. So I just didn't really care for it, and the characters I just found meh. Like, I didn't really care for the love interest in it, and I just found it predictable, and I just didn't really think it was my thing. I didn't really like all the swear words in it. Like, okay, so I don't mind if there's swear words in a book, okay? The thing, like, I really hate is when, like, in the first six chapters, there's, like, the F word, like, multiple times, like 3 or 4 times in each chapter. That's something I just don't really care for. Like, I don't care if you want to throw it in here and there when it's needed, but I just don't like when people are talking and they're just saying those words. They're just saying the F word because they want to, because they think it's cool. And that's the way I felt like when I read the book and was reading with the characters. I really felt like they were just saying it because they wanted to be cool. Like, that was something that was a thing. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I just didn't really care for it. Like I said, it wasn't really my thing. So the next one is Belle by Cameron Doki. I think that's how you say it. So this is a really short book. It's only like maybe 200 pages at most. And I really hated the main character. I didn't even finish it. Like, honestly, I got over halfway through this book, and there was no mention of, like, the Beast until, like, page, like, 150. And it's, like, a 200-page book. Like, it's not even that much. Like, and then I found the main character really annoying. The first 50 pages are all, like, backstory on her and how she felt like she wasn't pretty enough for her name, and it's like, really? Oh my gosh, shut up. Like, apparently you are pretty. Like, do you have to complain that your name doesn't match your face? Like, okay. Like, oh, I just found it really annoying. And then with the next, like, 50 pages, like, all she talked about were, like, her sisters were so much prettier than she was, and her sisters are going to go places. And then her mom, like, made her, like, go to this party because she never leaves the house. Like, seriously, you're a hermit? Like, her mom had to force her to this party because she never leaves the house. And it's like, what? And then, yeah, it's just, it was a hot mess. And then, like I said, the Beast didn't show up until, like, page 150. And, like, the curse was really weird, and I can't remember, like, all the details, but it was just really weird, and it just made no sense at all. Yeah, it was just, yeah, I'm done. So the next 2 are actually graphic novels. The first one is Saga, the volume 1. I guess I didn't really care for it. It was a little bit gorier than I was expecting. Or, well, really not expecting. It was a little bit gorier than I kind of wanted. I didn't really care for, like, the story, and, like, it just didn't intrigue me enough to continue on. I think maybe I gave it 3 stars. I can't remember. I just didn't really like it as much as I was hoping. I don't know. Yeah, I was kind of disappointed I didn't really like it as much. Like, as some people just love it. Like, but the next one is I Hate Fairyland, and I can't remember who it's by. Yeah, I didn't. Okay, so I Hate Fairyland is about a girl who was transported to Fairyland when she was a child, but she's been stuck in her childish body for 30 years. So she's a full-blown woman stuck in this body, and she goes on, like, a murder spree. And some spots I was like, okay, this is kind of cool, but other spots I'm like, wow. Like, it's really gory, and it wasn't for me. And then towards the end, she does something stupid and loses her. Yeah, she just, it's not really for me. But so the next one is Carve the Mark by Veronica Roth. I actually do own a copy of this one, but do you think I pulled it out? No. I gave this one actually 3 stars. I wasn't, like, blown away by this book. It's not really my favorite. I will continue on with the series, but I don't know, like, how to explain it. Okay, so I really felt like the story was build up to the second book. So, like, the first, I don't even know, 250 pages. Can't even remember how many pages are in this book. But the first, like, 3/4 of the book is all kind of, like, build up to the main story. And then, like, the ending happens. And it's like, really? Like, it just, like, happens and then nothing. Like, it ends. It's like, so basically the whole book is just build up to the next book. And I just felt like it was unnecessary, I guess. And I just thought it just, like, it could have been condensed down more. And I was really confused by the current gift in the story, and I just didn't really care for, like, the main characters. Akos was okay. I really liked his character, but I didn't really care for Syra's character. But it just, I don't know, like, it just wasn't really amazing like I thought it was going to be. I was really disappointed in this book. Yeah, I just didn't really love it like I was hoping. I will probably finish it. I'll probably listen to the second book on audiobook, because that's how I listened to the first one, because I did have a hard time with some of the pronunciations of the different words and the different things and villages and stuff. I had a hard time with all that. That's why I switched over to audiobook. But I just didn't think it was, like, absolutely amazing. So the next one is Please Don't Kill Me, But That Is the Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I gave this one 3 stars. I think the story was really good, but I had a really hard time with this book. It jumped around so much. There were so many different perspectives that I had a hard time keeping track of, like, the different people and, like, where they were at, and it, like, just jumped. Like, you're in one part of the story, and instead of it, like, ending, it just jumped to another part, and it's, like, really confusing. So I had a really hard time reading this one. It took me forever to read it. I did finish it. I actually listened to it on an audiobook, which I really enjoyed. The narrator, he did an amazing job, but I had a hard time. I had to backtrack quite a bit, and then I just had a hard time following, like, the different perspectives. I think if it was just maybe, like, 2 different perspectives, it would have been better. But I just I still am confused about that book. Like, there are still stuff that I'm like, what? Like, I'm still confused about. Like, I can't figure it out. Like, but I don't know. I was really confused by that book, and I just think it's not really for me. I just didn't really care for the writing style. I mean, overall, I did really enjoy the story. So, I mean, overall, the story was really good. I did really enjoy that, but it just was really confusing otherwise. Like, so the next book is A Wrinkle in Time by Madeleine L'Engle or something like that. I forget what it was. But I read this one did I read it for something special? Yeah, Booktubeathon. And I believe I gave it 3 stars. It was an okay story. I don't know. I just didn't really love it as much as I thought I would. I think if, like, I was younger and reading it for the first time, that I might have loved it a lot more. But being older, I found some of the stuff kind of childish and just, I don't know. It wasn't as enjoyable as I was hoping. It was okay. It just wasn't what I was hoping. And don't get me started on the movie. The movie sucked. Like, it was horrible. I hated the movie. Like, it still angers me to this day. Like, me and Becca, we start talking about it and we kind of get angry about that movie. But anyways, I don't know. I just didn't really care for it as much, and some spots I found really boring, and yeah, it wasn't for me. The next book is Pride and Prejudice and Mistletoe. I read this one in December, and it's supposed to be Pride and Prejudice retelling, and it's supposed to be character switch. So the Darcy character is a female in this, and then Luke Bennett is the Elizabeth Bennet character. I don't know. This book, I didn't really care for it. I found the main character really shallow. Although I feel like sometimes, like, she was just kind of misunderstood. But there were other times I thought, you were just downright stupid. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. Like, I didn't really get into the character, like the main character. I didn't really feel anything for her character. I just thought she was okay. And then the Elizabeth Bennet, I think he was kind of douchey at points. And I didn't really care for him a whole lot. And then the Mr. Bingley character, he was the same. He was a male character, but he was gay. And I just didn't really care for his character. And, like, I'm not against, like, the whole male-male romance or anything like that, but I just didn't really care for his character very much. I just felt like he didn't match, like, what Mr. Bingley would be. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but I just really did not like the characters in this book. I didn't connect with any of them at all. I just thought it was really kind of slow and boring, and there was a lot of stupid mistakes by a lot of people, and I can't explain anymore this book. I need to get rid of it because. So, the last book, my most hated book of 2018, is The Surface Breaks by Lewis O'Neill. I just hate this big pile of garbage. Like, oh man, this book was horrible. Okay, so it's supposed to be a feminist retelling of The Little Mermaid, and that was a bunch of bullshit because it was not. Okay, I'm getting a little salty here. I just hated this book. Like, there was just so much in it, and it was just like, there was insta-love, and the main character was just really, like, wishy-washy, and she was dumb and stupid, and, like, So there's fat shaming in this book, and all the girls in this book were so mean and judgmental and nasty, and they just judged every single woman in this book about like their appearance and like their stature, or like their, I don't even know, like they're just, the women in this book were horrible and mean. And then the men in this book were all douchebags. They were so horrible. Like, I feel like the author like must have hated men, because she like men bashed this book. Like she must really dislike men, because there's just so much man hate in this book, and it's just, not all men are like that. Like, yeah, there may be some, but not all men are like that. They're not douchebags. They're not. Oh, there's rape in this book. There's sexual assaults. Well, sexual assault and rape kind of go together, but there was like body shaming. There was abuse emotionally and physically. The men in this book were really abusive to all the women, the mermaid and the human men. Like, they were all just kind of like abusive, and oh man, there's just so much like, oh, and there was no feminist anything in this book. Like, it was just, oh, it was dumb, it was stupid. I hated this book so freaking much, and I'm gonna stop talking about it before I get really salty and like the bitchiness comes out, like, because it was horrible. It was just horrible. Like, that book, it needs to be burnt. Like, I'd be glad to put it on a bonfire and burn it and watch it disintegrate, but I got rid of my copy because it was trash. But anyways, that is it for my least favorite books. Let me know down in the comment what you guys think. And like I said, please don't think this is an attack on anybody. If you guys really enjoyed these books, I think that's great. And I would love to know your thoughts and reasons why you like these books so much. So definitely hit me up. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you'd like to see more from me. Also, all the links to my social media are in the box for you guys to find me elsewhere. So I think I'm going to go now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!